You got to bring your A game because they're going to test our safety room deep, man.
Mhm.
And man, I think our safeties are up to the task. I really do. I think Dax Hill will be up to the task. The question is it going to be is Jordan Battle or Nick Scott, whoever the safety is going to be, are they going to be up to the task? Because this is going to be a tough one.
Sure
I'm just being honest.
man.
The way they're able to marry the running game and the passing game together is just absolutely like. And I hate to continue to beat down Zach Taylor's offense and Brian
McVay's
Callahan's
back
offense,
in his bag.
but McVay's gonna be in his bag, man. What we ideally want this Bengals offense to look like, that is what this Rams offense does look
they're
like.
cooking,
right?
man.
They're cooking right now. And you look at the I think you look
they
at the
brought
talent,
Tutu
man.
Atwell back. Who hadn't written off Tutu Atwell? I'm bigger than Tutu Atwell. Like, that's sad.
Everybody in this room is.
I was gonna say,
and Daniel's in this room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's worse.
Like, that's crazy.
Daniel's hiding back there. Wave to the folks, Daniel.
So
it's gonna be an interesting one. I don't know if this was. I feel like most people thought the Rams weren't gonna be good. Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of thought Matthew Stafford was, on the back end of his career, but he looks great. I mean, we just talked about Puka and Tutu Atwell. Like, this offense is humming. Kyron Williams, like, they're humming with a bunch of people that nobody thought was ever going to be good in the NFL.
Mhm.
And they're doing it. And they're doing it very, very well. They just played a very good game against the San Francisco 49ers, who arguably have the best defense in the National Football League. So, obviously, that's enough of a challenge as it is. And then on the defensive side for the Rams, I mean, you obviously have Aaron Donald. Like, we all know how terrifying that is. But again, there's not too many big names on that defense right now. And they're still finding a way to play really good. They're a team right now that I think they kind of knew they were a little lackluster in talent until they're executing perfectly. Their coaches are dialing up perfect plays. They're really locked in and just doing everything as perfect as they can every time. And it's worked out for them well so far. Obviously, they're not the most talented team in the world. But at the end of the day, they have a dude who has commanded 35 targets in 2 games. They have Tutu Atwell, who's top 10 in the NFL in receiving yards or whatever he is. Matthew Stafford's back to throwing the ball 55 times a game.
Right.
Like, the Rams are just back to being the Rams with so much less talent. And it's really unbelievable to see. They present a lot of unique challenges for the Bengals simply because where the Bengals are weak, like we talked about, Sean McVay is going to pick on them. They're going to pick on the safeties. They're going to be talked about the 3-tech position. I'm sure the Rams are going to run the ball at that all day long. They know what we struggle in, and they're going to exploit it. That's what they do. That's why they're so good. They game plan so well. They do a lot of what the Bengals don't do well, exceptionally well. So I think that's kind of why I'm so excited for this matchup. And we don't even know who's going to be the quarterback. Obviously, if Joe's not going to play, then things get a little less exciting.
Right.
But for right now, it's a good Monday Night Football game.
Yeah. You mentioned that Sean McVay just has this offense humming, which I think when you look at this roster, that was a big reason why so many people anticipated that they were going to struggle this year. I'd challenge any kind of casual fan and even some like professional analyst to name another player not named Aaron Donald on the defense. It's the Name a Rams Defender Challenge 2023. On the offensive line, man, they can be taken advantage of a little bit. Joe Noteboom is hurt right now. Tremaine Ankrum filling in for him. A rookie Steve Avila starting at left guard. You would love to see the Bengals find a way to put pressure on that. We know interior pressure, not one of their strong points through 2 weeks. BJ Hill and DJ Reader ranked 47th and 55th in pass rush win rate among 64 defensive interior defenders. So not ideal. Hopefully BJ Hill can recapture a little bit of his flashes in this game. You're going to need it, man. Sean McVay's in his bag. Puka Nacua is top 5 in yards per route run among receivers with at least 15 targets this season. Tutu Atwell is top 15. Yes. Tutu Atwell is yes. Tutu Atwell. Yes. Van Jefferson is a solid receiver, but between those 3 and Matt Stafford and Sean McVay's craftiness, and it's almost like the joy has been rekindled with him, where it's not all the super pressure to just win the Super Bowl automatically and have all these players. He's playing on hard mode right now He's like when you first start your NCAA franchise, you know, and you got a bunch of 75 overalls, and you're going, "Hey, I'm gonna." All right, here we go. Like, let me crack the knuckles. Let me crack my Code Red Mountain Dew, and let me settle in here, baby.
Off with the University of Alabama.
Hey, let's relax. All right, we're not talking about the Tide right now. But yeah, so the offense is going nuts. But fortunately, the Bengals do have a very talented secondary. DJ Turner, Dax Hill have played very well to this point. Hope to see a little bit more consistency from the rest of the defense as Cheeto works his way back.
Keep him out of the slot, please.
It's going to be tough, man. That D-line has to show up to play, man. You've got to find ways. Like Trey Hendrickson cannot finish with one pressure against a backup
that was
tackle. Terrible. I know Lamar is hard to bring down and he's very elusive, but one against, you should be living in the backfield. Yeah. If you are a top 5, top 10 pass rusher in the NFL and you can't do this against the Ravens backup tackle. Like, you can't make life difficult for him. He has to bounce back in a big way.